Hi, everybody. I'm here with all seven of my children, which is somewhat of a minor miracle because it's hard to get them all together, even on Zoom. And I wanted to ask each of them if they could tell us about a little bit about their music background and what role music plays in their life today. And we're going to go from oldest to youngest. So, first is Jacob.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I sell houses for a living and live here in Virginia, near Virginia Beach. And for me, my musical background, I studied music in college, learned a lot of instruments, even as a young child. Um, did a little bit of teaching music lessons. I taught some guitar and piano lessons to help myself through college. In my adult life, I've used music a lot in church settings. I've spent a lot of time just playing guitar and singing in my own home for my own personal enjoyment. And I guess, I think one of the things that I enjoy about music is it's just a way to be creative and to have a creative outlet um, all of the time. So I also enjoy, I played in a jazz ensemble, um, playing saxophone. That was one of the most recent, I guess, not exactly professional, but more structured things that I did with music, and I'm eager to do more of that type of stuff. And one of my goals with music, I'd like to do a little bit of music producing. So basically, write some of my own electronic music. That's a goal I have for the future.
All right, and Jacob, one thing I remember is that when you worked at CarMax, you used to sing happy birthday to the employees there, and you would always improvise a jazzy version of happy birthday.
Sometimes I'm about to do
Sometimes.
it right now.
All right, I thought that was pretty cool. All right, next we have Jonathan. John, go ahead.
Hey, my name's Jonathan. I have been in this family, as you'll hear from all of us, part of this musical world. I learned piano and violin thanks to my mother. And up through college, I think I was performing and playing regularly. Um, After college, I haven't really done a lot with music. I enjoy music. I enjoy listening to it. Um, but personally, for myself, I don't actually do a whole lot. I have a violin in my closet right over there, and it hasn't been tuned in a long time. That said, music is one of those things that I feel like I always have in my back pocket that I can come back to if I want to and when I need to. One of these days, I will have a piano in my house again, and really look forward to just playing music for the fun of it, for the meditation of it, almost. Um, I don't play for other people at all anymore, except for, I guess, sometimes my family, and mostly to annoy my partner. So,
And John, say what you do now and where you
oh
live.
sure. I am living in Michigan right now, and I am a software developer for Nokia, and have been doing software development since college, so for 10 years now. Music doesn't play a huge part in my job, but I do feel like a lot of the patterns and structure that is in my work um, has some resonance with music in the sense that it is ordered and structured and creative.
Right, great, thank you. And next is Jordan. Jordan, go ahead.
Hello, I'm Jordan. I live in Colorado and I work for the city as a 911 dispatcher. And like everyone else, grew up with music, play violin and piano, picked up a few others over the years. Haven't done a whole lot professionally with music other than playing in church settings like Jacob and doing some, weddings and things like that. Um, I have gotten the chance to teach music, both here in the States, and I also taught violin lessons in Peru in Spanish, actually, to a few people. And that was and experience. Um, I like I said, don't use it professionally, but I really enjoy doing music whenever I can. And most recently, my, as of today, 1-year-old daughter loves dancing to music and listening to especially the Beatles. So yeah, that's
That's
what I
great.
do.
Thank you. I'm going to skip down the line a little bit to Emily because she has her baby there and we're not sure how long Emily will be able to stay. Emily, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Emily. I live in Indianapolis and I have 3 children who I stay at home with. They are 4, 3, and 8 months. I grew up obviously playing violin and piano. I also took voice lessons for a period of time. Probably the one I use most at this point in my life is singing. I sing with my church team. Um, I don't. That's the only aspect that I use currently for other people, except for my children. I've been working on piano with my 4-year-old. Um, it's really helpful for me to be able to draw on my teaching experience with my 4-year-old and a little bit with my 3-year-old now.
Thank you, Emily. That's awesome.
To teach them piano.
Okay.
I've always enjoyed the opportunities that it's allowed me with, I'm sorry, with going like, I went with an orchestra to Europe when I was a teenager. And I've always enjoyed all the opportunities that it's given me.
Yeah, you did get to travel a lot, and that was very important to make you who you are today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. We're going to go to Tamsin. Tamsin, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Camden. I currently live south of Indianapolis, and I also am a contact tracer for the Indiana State Department of Health. Music, I'm actually kind of joke that I'm in my second career because I spent about 20 years actively being paid to teach because I started teaching when I was 9, performing. I went to school for music. I studied violin performance. That's what my degree is in. After graduating, I worked for the Indianapolis Chamber Orchestra doing administration, as well as playing for a lot of the area orchestras, Anderson, Marion, Kokomo. And I also have been playing for classical music indie quite a bit for their community music program, which I really enjoy. Currently, with the pandemic, performing opportunities have been kind of few and far between. So I have really transitioned into a different career and not been doing as much music anymore. Also due to some injuries, I have not been able to do as much music, but I still am in a bluegrass band, which I really love. And I still am part of a music ensemble called Forward Motion that is dedicated to playing music by living composers, which I am really passionate about and think is really important to keep classical music moving forward. So even though music isn't my career anymore, I'm still very involved with it and still really love it. And find that a lot of the creativity and collaboration that you have to utilize while performing also directly translates into my other jobs. So.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, next we're going to Eli.
Hi, I'm Eli. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Um, I, I, so I grew up again in very musical world. I learned piano, but didn't really pay attention to it. I can't really play piano anymore, but I do play. I do know how to play violin and guitar, and I took voice lessons. I still have my violin and guitar, and obviously my voice. But I don't really play a lot. Um, I I sing quite a bit, just to whatever I'm listening to. But the most musical interactions that I have really are with one of my best friends. He composes his own music a lot and sends it to me, and I will sometimes help him, figure out what the next step is, or like give him feedback on it, whatever like that. But I would say that probably the biggest thing that music does for me, I consider music to be deeply emotional and spiritual. Um, and I constantly listen to music at my job, at my home, in the car, and I listen to a lot of different genres. Probably the most that I listen to is heavy rock and metal. Um, but in the mornings when I'm driving to work, I will often listen to the classical music station. I one of my favorite artists is Hugh Laurie, the actor. He is an incredible blues musician. And I just listen to anything and everything pretty much. And music has helped me deal with a lot of pretty rough situations in my life. I've gone through some pretty bad depression, and still deal with it from time to time. And music absolutely can lift me out of that and help me with it, and help me deal with those emotions.
Eli, thanks so much for sharing that. That's probably not easy to share, but that is a big role of music is it feeds the soul, I think is a good way to put it. All right, now we're going to Benjamin.
Okay. I live right down the road from my mom. I live in Lebanon. I grew up playing violin and excuse me. And oh my God, I have to get a drink of water. I'm so sorry. I grew up playing violin and I was just terrible. I'm so sorry. I have to get a drink of water.
That's okay. We can wait for you for a moment. While he's drinking water, does anyone have any one sentence advice for family music studio students?
Pay attention to music theory. It's boring, but it will absolutely help.
Okay, I'm better now.
Okay.
Okay.
Practice your
so-
scales. Just
Don't-
always practice your scales.
Don't pay attention to music theory. Just play from your heart.
Okay.
Buy more lessons.
Buy more lessons.
Jordan, one sentence.
Sorry, I was muted. One sentence is play as much music as you can all the time.
All right, good. Benjamin, if you're not dying now, back to you.
I'm better. So I live right down the road from my mom, and I grew up playing violin, and I was really bad at it. I hated every moment of it, and we fought about it a lot. And then I switched to cello, and it was much better. I played cello for a while. I kind of played piano. I took guitar lessons. I don't really play that much anymore. I'm pretty busy now. I have a 2.5-year-old son. I'm still in college. I work in IT, and so there's not a ton of crossover, but I do end up listening to a lot of music, and that's generally how I consume, I guess, my music. I don't really play it. I just end up listening to it. So,
Ben,
but
do
I
you
still
think
enjoy it.
do you think you'll ever go back to it? Do you think you'll pick up your cello or
Yeah, I still
well,
do.
you'd played a lot of guitar,
Yeah, I
actually.
played a lot of guitar. I was in your fiddle group for a while,
Yeah.
and so were you, Eli. Fiddlesticks, and I actually, I mean, I didn't like it at the time, but I kind of miss it now. So, yeah, I mean, and I still pick up my guitar. Quincy likes it when I play for him. He's all about it.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll let him just take my guitar and mess around with it.
Right.
So,
Well, thank you so much to all of you. I think that music plays a role in our lives in different ways at different stages in our lives. And as adults, it can be really important and sometimes gets put on a shelf and then sometimes later gets taken out. All right, since I haven't gotten booted off of Zoom because of the time limit, any other advice from anyone? We probably have about 2 more minutes.
I
Ben?
oh, am I off of mute? Oops, nope. I don't have any advice still.
All right.
A cheap instrument works just fine when you're a beginner. Like, it doesn't have to be expensive. I don't
That's
know.
good. Yep. All right. Well, now I'm getting a notice that I'm running out of Zoom time for this recording, so I'm going to stop. And thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Bye.
I love you.